Yeezy, 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 just jumped over, jumpin'. Yeezy, 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 just jumped over, jumpin'. Yeezy, 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 I feel so accomplished. I done talked a lot of shit, but I just did the numbers. Herzog and Adidas, man, you know they love it. If Nike ain't had Drizzy, man, they wouldn't have nothing. Woo! If Nike ain't had Dossie, man, they wouldn't have nothing. Woo! But I'm all for the family, tell them get your money.
Happy New Year, sneakerheads. Welcome to Talk Kicks. We are your hosts, Cop These and Mike Nice, and we're back in 2016.
2016, bitches.
The year of the yay. I think that's the Chinese zodiac, right? So this is the year of the yay? Or
year of the yay.
Yeah, year of the yay. All right.
Let's get him.
Let's go straight to it. Hey, we put it up to a vote. We let you guys vote on it. It ended up being a 60-40 split between what you wanted to hear about. So I think we should probably just tackle both issues, but we'll start out with the most popular. Kanye facts. Let's talk about some facts.
Let's talk about some facts, man. Facts.
It was aptly named. I think he was going for the irony in that. I mean, sure, yeah, facts. It's something you say, but I think the fact that he wasn't really going for hard empirical facts, that he was going for metaphors, is why he called it facts. If he'd called it metaphors, it would have just confused everybody. They'd be like, "What's that?"
Right? Metaphor? The fuck? Google, Siri. What is metaphor?
It's 4 times the regular meta. That's what it is. It's just 4 times the normal amount of meta.
I got him.
Oh, I like the track. I'm sure you do. You're a Yeezy fan. Kanye is your man, so
I'm a fan of the Ye.
Yeah, I'm not. I love the track. I think it's funny. Number one, it's a satire. It's totally satire. Come on, people. He talks about Cosby. It's satire. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely stole the Drake and Future Jumpman, flow. So he wasn't going for such a real musical or serious, more like a mixtape type of record there. And I think people took the title a little too serious.
They did. It was like we're just gonna let politicians say whatever they want, right? Like no one's gonna fact check them, but we're gonna start fact checking Kanye West.
Get him!
Like, come on, man.
Wait.
Come on.
Oh my God! Drop it on him. That was wonderful.
We're still 4 years away from having to fact check the man. Okay, we'll bring this up in 2019 when he's running for president. Until then, let's look at the facts. All right, let's just. I'm okay with this. Let's take a look. I gotta say he kind of brought it upon himself by the whole I just did the numbers thing, but I think he means like he's taking a look at the way things are. I don't think he actually sat down with like a calculator and a pen and a paper and put on his Yeezy glasses.
Right.
He said exactly what we said, that Jordans don't sell unless it's collaboration anymore. And I think that's 100% true. And today, especially with those alternate 89s, which would have been a instant sellout hype monster a year ago.
Fighting at the mall. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and lines for days.
They'd have been like, oh my God, there's a special logo on the back tab, heel tab. Right? Oh shit. Gotta get these, but nah. And we've definitely touched on every topic that he pretty much said in that record on Talk Kicks, man. And it's true, with no Drizzy right now.
Yeah.
About a few other these things. It's not to say that the sales would be down, but as far as, our hype, you know what I mean? The sneakerhead hype, what the fuck would we be talking about? Couldn't even get the Supreme Jordan 5s resale market over $1,000 per shoe. This was 3 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. A Supreme Jordan shoe collab would have been fucking
1,200. Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
And now they're struggling at 400. Like
they couldn't even get the foam numbers. Supreme foam collabs did better numbers, in my opinion, on the resale market than the Jordan.
Yeah.
Definitely. So that just goes to show you how hard, we're being hit right now.
Yeah, and he did it tactfully, because he's not putting down Drake and he's not putting down Don C, and he shouldn't, because they are both of their collaborations do very well, both sell out hype wise and aftermarket. But he does make a good point that Jordan itself can't hold itself up anymore. they hiked the price and overproduced themselves into irrelevance. It's exactly what they did. The hype, the prestige of wearing a pair of retro Jordans is gone. It's gone. There's no point. Like, it's daily wear now. That's not the shit you break out. You had a pair of retro 7s? Great. So does everybody else. There's still a bunch of the outlets.
Yeah. And can we even tell if when it's on your foot if it's the OG or not? Half these kids, nah, not really. No one's going to... And I'm tired, and I'm sorry. And I'm getting tired because I just watched the video today. And it had 22 shares, and it had just been posted, and everyone was like, yeah. I'm tired of the fucking quality conversation. Well, if Jordan gave better quality... I don't believe that. I don't think people are fucking chasing... Like, if they dropped the Jordan 1 with fucking phenomenal quality, I don't think it's gonna fucking go crazy. I mean, because honestly, the SBB 1s, amazing quality. Mm-hmm. Those fucking ain't retailing over the bread ones or fucking Chicago's from what I'm seeing. So other shoes that dropped that had, maybe a little bit less quality than them, like the Unk ones qualities. You know what I'm saying? Those were quality. They weren't as quality as the SBB ones, and I don't own the SBB ones, but I do know they're not up to that, standard. But they're still good quality shoe, and you can't even move those shits over retail. I mean, there's a few going out slightly over retail, but for what I'm talking about, when people are complaining about quality, that didn't change that part. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, I think people are just always looking for a fucking next excuse. Even if Jordan didn't have any glue stains right now, the Jordan brand is hurting, bro. I'm sorry. This shit is hurting.
And that's why I do think it's that two-part. It's overpriced and overproduced. Because I think you're half right. Do I think quality is the issue? No, I think it's half the issue. The other half is that $190 for a pair of ones, is too much to begin with. Okay,
right.
Like no one wants to pay $200 for a pair of ones unless it is super limited, and that's the resale market. No one wants to pay that much to begin with. So if retro ones were being pumped out at $120 at that quality, I think they might have sold off the shelves. I think that you would still be getting an aftermarket for the Unk ones because you could flip them for $170 and make a decent profit. So they're half right. No one's going to pay 160 some bucks for shitty quality. They might have paid 160 some bucks as resell for shitty quality, and not as retail.
Right, because I think, as I'm saying, I'm thinking right now, we're so hurt right now, where like, even if they up the quality on these shits, because I'm hearing the quality on these 4s that dropped today, it's pretty fucking good. Did they move? Nah. Heard they even have some tumble leather throughout them. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I haven't seen. Okay.
They mixed some tumble leather with the other stuff, but it's also the other 4s were also just as good though. Let's not like make a difference between these and say the teals or the Oreos. They were all nice and on point, and all of them are retail Tuesday specials. Like all the 4s from last year. The lasers, oh my god, like those are under retail specials because no one wanted to pay that price.
I was just gonna say, and look at the prices that those shits were. Well, they was over 200, right?
Yeah, it was 220, 240.
Yeah.
No, it was, and they weren't. They were good quality. It's not quality. Yeah, we can. Let's just mark that up. We're gonna start marking up the Jordan Defender lies. It's about the quality. Nope. Try again.
It's a good. That's a variable that is included in the equation, but it's not the main focal point. They've done a lot of abusing us throughout the year, and we've made a lot of impulse purchases throughout the year, and I think people are just getting fucking sick and tired of that shit, man.
Yeah, we only also have you're right, we only have ourselves to blame because when they hiked it up to 175 and 180 and 185, we kept buying it, and when the production numbers went up and you got like the Hair 7s that were terrible, we kept buying it. And there was still a secondary market. Like you can probably still get 200 for Hair 7s, and that is a 10% markup.
That's decent, yeah.
Right? It's not bad. It's the most you're going to get out of Jordans these days. And we do have ourselves to blame for that part of it. And I do think that we're sending a pretty strong message back to Nike right now that we're just not interested anymore. Like, no.
Right. And that ties it right back into facts. It's like what I was trying to explain on Facebook to a few heads is like, it's only as strong as the attention you give it. So like Nike, when we decided it was no problem for us to jump in our wallet and pay the 180 plus tax, well then fuck, then you have no problem paying 220 plus tax, even if we only make 75% of the sales. That's still fucking, we still see people are jumping in their pocket. Now with the fact shit, it's like, you're going to do research, you're giving it attention, you're building and you're breathing it life. So if you don't like it, I would just suggest stay quiet about it. Don't go out there ranting and raving and breathing more attention, because half your followers might not even have heard of the fucking record. But because of your ranting and raving, you just promote the record for Yeezy.
He's not making money off right now because you can't buy it on iTunes. That shit was just to make money on hype. Like,
on hype and keep it talking and breathing attention to the brand in the, to the 2016. It was fucking genius in my opinion. People don't see it that way, but I'm like, yo, that was a great move, man.
So I'm gonna do something weird. I'm gonna do a total 180 from my position way back when we started doing the show. I am going to defend Kanye West and attack Matt Powell. Because I used to defend him and attack Kanye, but here's where I'm going to lay down another. Let's lay down our own facts here. We're going to kill another one of those myths.
Let's go.
When people say that, you know, it's about the total sales numbers, blah 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 blah. It's not about the individual. Like Yeezy's not selling that many pairs of Yeezys because they're not releasing that many. Okay, we're just going to put that to bed right now. We can look back to 2 or 3 years ago when Jordan was so big that they were able to sell Spizikes. They were able to sell Son of Mars. They were able to sell like the CP3s and the Milos and all that other. Like when the Jordan brand was so big, you could not get your hands on the actual retro Jordans. You went and bought the shitty replacement shoes. And no one is buying those shoes today. When Kanye says like they can't give them away for free, I really think they probably could not give away a pair of M11s for free. Not a chance. Like I would not. I'd be like, no, thank you. That's closet space I need. But 2-3 years ago, they were selling out. They do a special edition or Easter colorway or whatever, and boom, it was gone. Now look at Adidas. Yeah, you can't get your hands on Yeezys because they're so hyped up. That's not where the bread and butter is. Look at people going nuts for Ultra Boosts. Look at them going nuts for the knit tubulars, or even the original tubulars when they dropped. Look at them going after the all black ZX Fluxes back when, you know, Kanye was shown wearing them. That's where the bread and butter is. Those are the new Spizikes. The Ultra Boost is a Spizike. Make no mistake, it's not really that limited. A limited colorway gets extra hype, but you're still buying the regular ass colorways, and they're making the money off that. And it's all because of Yeezy. You would not be buying that shit if Adidas did not pick up Kanye. You wouldn't have bought any of those shoes if Adidas didn't pick up Kanye. So he's still right.
At Adidas at 180, what? And people and they're selling out.
Right? They were like $80-$90 a year ago for like Adidas. Like their top shoes were like $110 for some like D Roses and shit.
And it comes to $214 after tax for those Ultra Boosts if you're just buying them straight up and you're in certain states.
Yep.
And they're selling out. We weren't doing that 2-3 years ago. I mean, maybe a Jeremy Scott, you know what I'm saying, to give them some credit. But other than that, that was not you know, that was not going down, dog.
Yeah. So yeah, let's put that to bed too, because Kanye was right. His brand has made Adidas way more valuable, and it's not in the number of Yeezys they sell. It is in the number of everything else that they're selling that he has actually made them more valuable. I don't think he cares so much about Ultra Boost getting sold because he'd rather make the money directly.
Right.
And that's where he's going to get burned eventually, because I think he does want millions of pairs of Yeezys out there. I think he thinks somehow that he's immune to the overproduction problem.
I think he feels like, well, it's like anything else, I guess. If it does get hit, at least fucking, you know, I make $1 million and 700,000 sell. Fuck it, I still come up.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what Jordan thought too. That's what the Jordan brand thought.
Yeah, I mean, and then eventually it could run dry, as we're seeing with the Jordan brand. But I'm gonna say something fucked up right now. But
go for it.
How many black-owned brands do you see last for more than 4 years, 5 years? No. So, you know what I mean? I mean, back in the day, you had these FUBU, you had these Fat Farm companies that would pop up that were black-owned that, are kind of non-existent right now.
Oh, yeah.
Rockaware, shit that was actually, they made money for these companies. Sean John lasted for a little bit, a long time, but it's not that common for companies like that to be around very, very long. So the Jordan brand being around this long, it's like, Jesus Christ. I mean, they do have the almighty Nike behind them, so it's not like he stands alone as an independent brand.
It would have fallen away so fast. That would have disappeared in the 90s. Yeah.
Exactly. But he still has to be recognized as, black man in the industry, which is cool, I guess.
We should just look at it as how long does the average rapper's career last? That's about how long a like you said, a black-owned fashion label is going to survive. Yeah. And that's sad. It's terribly sad because you can be the Rolling Stones and you're going to be around for fucking 50, 60 years, man.
Yeah,
but I mean, other than let's say some of the greats, I mean, you got black artists. And by the way, before we continue, rest in peace, Natalie Cole. She was a legend. She had a beautiful voice. She was beautiful, period, in every way. And I feel like she'll be missed, but I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Good catch on that. Moment of silence for that, man.
Yeah. But yeah, in general, except for the few legends, it's pretty hard to be a black artist and have any staying power, and that's just how it is in America. But part of it is because of this myopic ADHD culture that was actually bred. Like, it's almost like you want the hype, you force the hype, but you have to realize it's a double-edged sword. You can ride high and fast, but you're going to burn out super fast too.
Yeah, it's like in basketball, you could live or die by the threes. Mm-hmm. Like, one night you're hitting them threes and making it rain, but that one day that you're off and you're missing, you're out there cold, looking bad, man.
So let's go back to facts on that then, because that's a really good point too, and that's something else I want to talk about in this song. He talks about Harden, like raising the budget. When are we going to stop? Okay, Nike, Adidas, all of you. When are we going to stop doing that? When are you going to stop dropping so much money on players that might not even give you 2 years? Who the hell is Kevin Durant? Does anyone remember that guy? Like, what is he? Who the hell is he? Like.
Yo, and that's sad because Durant, and I love Durant. He'll be a superstar in my eyes, but
absolutely,
I could see the getting a little faded. You know what I mean? Maybe the injury or two here or there.
Yep.
And then the shoes ain't really moving like that. It's not the same. And then the playoff appearances aren't going as far as as expected. It's kind of like KD, what's up, man?
Yeah, same
Yet alone
with
Harden.
Derrick Rose, big loss for Adidas. He was gone for 2 years, injured constantly, came back, was never the same, and he doesn't have that brand power. So why would you look at an athlete who maybe, if they're lucky, get a decade of fame and give them a 12 or 13 year contract in the hundreds of millions? Like, okay, like maybe LeBron, yes, that was Kobe, sure, Michael Jordan. Like, there's some people, obviously, and then of course the greats from back in the day. Although Kobe might count as one of those. Why would you do that today when it is, like you said, like a live fast, live and die by the three world? I think it's ridiculous because that does drive up their cost, and then that all gets pushed on us. And I keep saying that I don't want to pay an extra $100 for a former has-been basketball star. You're not going to get that out of me. I'm sorry.
Right. And Harden is an amazing player, but I just don't foresee him being in the same caliber category as a Jordan, Mike, or a LeBron. I mean, it's just not happening. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I see Curry, if he continues building his brand the way he's going and still being as an impactful player and not getting injured, being able to be mentioned amongst the greats because he's hitting some amazing numbers right now. But there's very minimal amount of players who could keep that, who could keep that shit going. Like, even LeBron's being hit with it right now. Like, we thought there was a Space Jam movie coming, and maybe there still is. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there still is, but ain't nobody talking about that anymore. Like, it was such a big thing when that first dropped, but
yeah, no, he's got his McDonald's contracts, and LeBron did a good job making himself into a brand. And again, we did review, the Cop These Kicks like winners and losers of 2015, and I did put Curry as number 3 on both because I do think that he had a phenomenal year, and then he also has already started spending more than he's earning. He's writing checks his ass can't cash with the Curry 2, pumping it out. And again, I don't think that's his call. I don't think he was like, hey, this year let's make 1 billion of them and release them every other week. That was probably Under Armour trying to milk the cow dry.
Yep.
But he has done well. Like I said, he's got an app. He's in an Apple commercial. Like if you're not Drake, who's in an Apple commercial? Like it's not. Not everybody's going to get that option. They're very careful about their advertising, and I got to hand it to Steph Curry for making himself into a brand. And I agree. If he plays his cards right, he can be relevant way past his basketball career because he's also just a likable guy.
Yeah,
you know?
And he's actually. I think what does it for him is he's relatable because he's a little shy, he's scrawny. You know what I'm saying? He's not like. I mean, he's taller than the average, but still when he's out there compared to everyone else, you're like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like this guy. Yo, he doesn't really do anything too much, over the board where you could where you say he's a dickhead or an asshole in any sense. I mean,
but he also has like a ridiculously cool look too. Like the guy's looks are marketable because he doesn't look like your average person at all. He's just a weird, cool looking kind of guy too. And I don't mean that as like disrespectful at all because like
you don't know if
awesome.
he's white, you don't know if he's black.
Right.
It's just a good. It's like we're gonna rock with this right here.
Right. He could be anything, man. He could be Puerto Rican. He could be Tunisian. I don't know. He could be whatever the hell he wants to be. But that's the thing. Like he could probably you see him in these the GQ articles and you're like, this dude could have been a model if he wasn't a NBA star because he just looks different, right? And I think that's gonna be very marketable too because you're right, he doesn't look like your average athlete. He looks kind of, like you said, smaller. I feel like it's almost an insult to be like he's scrawny, but he does look scrawny. He's just not.
I'm standing next to him. I'm like, hey, hi, Curry.
Right, I know, that's true.
But looking on TV and here on Talk Kids, say whatever the fuck we want.
That's true. It's so true. It's so true. We wouldn't say. I wouldn't call Curry scrawny to his face because he would still kick my ass, and his lawyers would be able to pay for it. So,
right. But from the TV.
But yeah, in front of the TV. Right? He's no LeBron. That's what I'm saying. He's no LeBron.
Right. That would have been a better way to describe it.
He's no Shaquille O'Neal. He's not a towering individual.
No Shaq, doggy.
Yeah, so I mean, those contracts are nuts, but if it's played right, it'll work out. I don't see it happening for Harden. He's got the beard. He's not a bad player, but I wouldn't bet on him for the next 12, 13 years. That to me sounds like a bad bet, man.
Yeah, to me too. That price tag was hefty. But I feel like what companies are trying to do right now, I think Yeezy is a big stain. Someone used that on Twitter the other day. I liked it. Shout out to y'all. But I think what these companies don't want to happen is the Kanye effect again. They don't want to lose or miss out on another opportunity like he's become. Like, dude, he has so many different ways to drop marketing or promo about the sneaker, whether that be on reality TV shows, via one of the Kardashian shows, via, music, drop something like what he did with Facts, or music video. Like, he has so many ways to attack fucking marketing a shoe. I feel like these other companies, including Adidas themselves, don't want to give another company the next best thing. So price tags is going to go up, man. Or right, down.
We all pay it though. That's the problem.
Right. Which is a pain in the fucking ass, man. Fuck that.
Like, how much are KDs now? Like $1.60 or something, $1.70, $1.80 maybe even? It's ridiculously high. I know that.
And I haven't copped one in like a year now.
No, Jesus, no. Not since, I think, 7 pearls.
Yeah, man.
And that was...
And that'll be the next probably KD that we may jump on just cause.
Nah, it's still an 8. It still looks terrible. Like, even if you Ant Pearl it up, it's still a terrible shoe.
They're gonna have to go super hard. They're gonna have to give you
LeBron,
like a gift card.
You better come with some tickets, some courtside tickets for me to buy those.
Real? What does come with, dog? A signed box? Let's come with some tickets?
No, and not KD signed by
sweat?
KD. I want it signed by somebody good.
Oh, shit. This comes with Westbrook signature, too?
Did Yeezy sign this?
Some sweat? Give me some. It's KD Air?
Oh my god!
Got some air in the bag, like the KD, like the Kanye shit on eBay.
Oh my god!
Man.
Oh Jesus!
Facts.
So
I love
Kanye was right, and you kids that are all mad, just get over yourselves. If you think Nike is doing it right now, no. If you think Nike was doing it right 2 years ago, sort of. And here's what I said in 2012, and I will restate it today. It's in hindsight now, so sorry Nike, too late. You could have listened to me then. If you had just 2 shoes a year that you did a GR of for retros, you would have A, made everybody happy because they could get their hands on some kicks every year, and B, kept the hype alive. But you didn't. You made nothing GR, and then you made everything GR. It went from 0 to 100. There was no in between. Nike, Jordan, you failed. Good luck. See you in 20 years. Kanye, Adidas, it's not too late, man. And now we know, we dropped it in the last episode, we know there's a GR Yeezy coming. And y'all have been hearing me say, eat up while you can. If you're holding on to some 350s and you're waiting for that $700+ offer, it's not going to happen. And when these GR Yeezys come out, it'll never happen again. If Kanye keeps doing it. If it's one shot, maybe you'll look back and be like, ooh, I really want moon rocks. I doubt it. No one really wants moon rocks. No one really wants the tans. Everybody really wants the blacks and the doves.
And the doves, yeah.
But if the GRs come out, done.
But I think what's happening, I think they kind of figured it out, that hype thing, now that I'm sitting here and listening to you. And also thinking about what's, the game and shit. I think what's keeping it cool is he's like, all right, I'm going to pump out some of these 350s in different colorways and shit. And then I think, like, the 750s are being kept. I don't know. But I think it could be interesting if he GRs some 350s, but then still keeps the 750s on some limited shit. Yeah. It will keep a longevity for the brand and the hype. Because people will still be like, okay, well, when's the next 750 dropping and how many are released to them? But I could definitely see the resale market of the black ones are nowhere near the grays.
No.
Nowhere near. And the quality is not the same because they don't even come with a second set of laces like the grays do. So it's definitely a different shoe.
Yeah, it is. It's a different shoe. It's a different beast. It sold well. It will resell.
Yeah.
You're not going to hit those old numbers. If you missed out on Yeezys, it was for a reason. They were hard to get. If you start getting your Yeezys, don't expect the resale that they had because you got them for a reason. They were easier to get. And there are slight increases in production numbers every time. And like I said, they make more of them. They send them to more stores, but they still only send a few pair. And they make the release really hard for the average person to get. It's a winning combination if they stick with that. We'll probably have another 2-3 years of absolute dominance in the sneaker market.
Right. I was just gonna say to that. And you grabbed it right away. What also helps is the fact that making it hard to obtain. I see a lot going back door. You see a lot of fucking raffles, and it's like, well, what the fuck? Then you're not allowed into Adidas. You know what I'm saying? The same people who are catching catching the link caches to be able to pass the checkout, get you to the checkout screen.
Yeah, that link goes around and a few people
the same people eat it. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. No,
so it's funny to me.
It's also a strategy that Nike has been using, and again, I don't want to shout out who it was because it was inside information that's not supposed to be out there, but Nike has been choking down how many pairs of shoes their partners get. They're keeping more for themselves in an effort to make more money themselves. When let's say you buy a pair of Jordans from Foot Locker, half the money goes to Foot Locker, the other half goes to Nike, and Nike has to eat all the promotional and production costs. So Foot Locker does really well. Nike doesn't want you to buy them at Foot Locker. Nike wants you to buy them at Nike.com. And if you look at what happened with these alternate 89s, they were selling out at the littler stores real fast. It's not that they were terribly unpopular. It's just Nike and some of their larger partners that do really well for them kept the lion's share, gave everybody else just it's just a snack. And that's kind of what Adidas does too with the Yeezy. Like, yeah, here's your 6 pairs. Thanks for partnering with us. But they want to sell, not Kanye, but Adidas wants to sell all the Yeezys mostly on their own site because they don't have to split that $350. They don't have to split the $200 with somebody. They get it all of it. Right. And I do mean all of it, like 100% of the money. Yeah.
Eat it.
So there you go. There's some interesting numbers. Let's talk about actual facts. That's happening already. Like it's a smart move, and both Jordan and Kanye are doing it.
Yeah, Kanye is forcing the name Adidas to be mentioned with Nike every time. Mm-hmm. Forcing it. Before who would give a fuck about that? But now you're trying to you're Googling Nike, then you're Googling Adidas. I'm sure the fucking Google SEO or whatever the fuck this shit is called for both those names are like.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm just going to take one more shot at Matt Powell and say, did anybody see that Fanboys fucking page about during New Year's Eve when all he would do is tweet about how wrong Kanye and Adidas are and how Nike's on top? Dude, if you don't have a swoosh tattooed on your ass, no one does. You bought and paid for shill of a sad old ass man. Just saying. Does he try to lie and say he's independent entity? Yeah, because he works for a firm that Nike hires to look at their numbers.
Right,
he's supposed to be impartial. If you have somebody looking at the books and trying to tell you how to run your business, you hope to God they're impartial, because otherwise they're just giving you fucking shit that you want to hear to keep you going. But if you need to convince, keep in mind that the top players, let's talk about executives in any company, often get paid in stock, particularly for Nike/Apple, same company, let's not forget. They want stock prices to go up because that's what they're getting paid in mostly. Yeah, they're getting money, but they're getting a shit ton of shares that eventually vest after 7-8 years in their role.
Cha-ching!
If they can pump up those stock prices when they leave, and you'll see this all the time, they will sell millions of shares. And if the shares go from $70 at the time up to $400 at the time, that's a lot of money. That's potentially billions of dollars to be made. So does Nike really want the truth, or do they want their shares to keep going up? They want their shares to keep going up. Make no mistake. That's what matters the most to them, is when they get out, they don't care if they leave the shit on fire because they're going to get out with their money. It's ridiculous.
Cha-ching!
Economics 101 for y'all heads.
Dropped it. Companies just dropped it on y'all fucks.
And that's why you're all like, damn, I wish I bought Nike stock. I'm like, exactly. They want you to. But the whole reason why Matt Powell blocked me is because I was like, look, the numbers lie. Don't tell me numbers don't lie. Numbers lie, because I know how it works, motherfucker. I'm not ignorant. I know how it works. I can make numbers lie if I wanted to also. Trust me, I can do my own taxes, buddy. We know how to make the numbers lie if we have to. You make it reflect the way you want it to reflect. Everyone does. You don't, it's insane. Those return numbers, it's not counted. Nike gets to count them when they want to. Same with contract numbers. You can have a huge contract like with the NBA, and you don't have to report that until you're ready to report that. And you're ready to report that when you need to avoid showing a loss because of something else. You have all these different buckets. You keep your money moving around in circles. And we're not even going to talk about offshore and what that means for the whole mess of things. But you have companies like GE who actually get money back out of the government, even though they technically had billions in profit, because of the way they report it and how they hold it and then move it around when it's necessary. We paid GE a tax return. They got money back from the government after making billions in profit.
Ballin'!
Sorry, Nike's cooking the books. Matt, you're a liar. You're clearly just. But that's why he blocked me too, is because I exposed that shit. I'm not going to let him just lie and build up the hype. And the same for Complex and all those other guys. So let's go ahead. Let's hit topic number 2. Will Adidas sue Complex for promoting fake Yeezys? Will Mike Nice ever buy another pair of Jordans now that Yeezys jumped over the Jumpman? Will Emily Oberg ever shave that terrible 5 o'clock shadow? Find out all this and more in the exciting conclusion of Talk Kicks.